Have I got Terry here this afternoon?
That's
and
right.
who's this charming person with you?
That's my partner, Linda.
Hello, Linda. Thank you
Hello.
very much for coming. I may call upon you in due course. And this is Tony.
Yes, Judge.
This is a straightforward dispute in circumstances where both parties have a thoroughly reasonable legal argument. This is a case about your car and about Tony. Tony, you've run a successful local business repairing cars for how many years?
21.
21 years. And over those 21 years, it's fair to say, because you've known Tony for a while, that he is a well-respected and very good mechanic. That's true. Some time ago, you bought a vehicle, I think, actually from Tony?
Yes.
And for several years, it worked thoroughly well, correct?
That's
How
right.
many years?
Couple of years.
What sort of car was it?
It's a Nissan Almira Tino.
Is that the vehicle?
That's right, yeah.
Linda, can I ask you to stand up? What's this on the table? It looks thoroughly threatening. It's not going to blow up, is it?
No, no.
I don't mean the papers. I mean the...
This is our
This is-
that is the...
That's the part.
That's the
Oil
part
cooler.
that we're going to talk about
That's
in a moment.
right.
Now, Linda,
Yes.
how long have you been in a relationship with Terry?
12 years.
12 years. And very helpfully and very unusually, you keep a diary, don't you?
Yes.
And that diary includes absolutely everything,
Yes.
including things like Terry left socks on floor, etc. Right?
Yes.
Had argument with Terry over not taking bins out, etc. 12 years?
12 years.
Did you know that she kept a thorough record of everything that transpired between you?
Oh, yes.
So if the two of you have an argument, for example, oh, this is marvellous. Let me tell you, there are women up and down the country that are standing up in their living rooms applauding you. And Terry says, well, give me an example when I did that. You say, wait a minute. Now, for the sake of argument, you're not joking.
Nope.
So if I were to open that, open up, see if you can find one. Can you find any example of that?
Oh, gosh. Went for a walk for a couple of hours to Rosemore, had a lovely day, and then we watched Argentina beat Holland
Oh, that's
on
very
penalties.
good. Now, I presume in there you also include things like watch Judge Rinder as both brilliant and educational.
Always.
Yes? Very good. Now, you can close your diary for the moment. Thank you very much, Linda. And the reason that's helpful is because in due course, what happened when the car broke down may be of some importance. So I'm going to ask you to stand there for the moment. Now, the two of you are driving along, and you'll know because it's in your diary somewhere, and I've got that diary entry. At some point, the car broke down, correct? Where were you when the car broke down?
We
without
was
looking
near
at-
Tiverton. We'd been
Wait
on
1 second,
the...
Terry.
Sorry?
You jumped the gun. There you
Oh.
are. There you are. Put that in the diary. Terry interrupted Judge Rinder.
I shall do.
Some point, the car broke down.
We was going to a pub for a meal.
Right, I understand. You're on the way to the pub, and what sort of road are you on when the car breaks down?
I think it was probably a B road.
The car stopped working. You don't have any specific expertise in cars, that's right to say, isn't it? And I presume you don't, Linda?
Not at all.
No. First thing you do is you telephone a rescue service. Now, for argument's sake, because there are several of them, we're going to call them the rescue service. Is that all right?
Okay.
You understand why. They don't need any adverts. And along comes the gentleman in his van, and he looks at the vehicle, correct? Is he able to repair it by the roadside? I'm going to ask you, Linda.
Well, it was in a car park at the time, so he
Right.
did, yes.
He repaired it?
Well, he did a sort of a makeshift repair.
Right, so the car could get to where you wanted to go?
Yes.
Now, what did he say to you?
He said to me that it's the oil cooler that's leaking, and if I was you, I'd take it when you get it home. I've done a temporary repair on it.
Yes.
It'll be enough to get you home.
And did you get home?
And we got home.
Lovely. Now, you've got a report here. This report that's been prepared for you is a report which has not been prepared by Tony.
No.
This has been prepared by the rescue service.
That's right.
And it's based upon his assessment, having looked under the bonnet and come to a view as to the fundamental problem with the vehicle. In other words, I'm going to call it his clinical professional diagnosis of the vehicle.
That's right.
And he says this, oil leak from something, oil cooler. Do you know what that says, Tony?
Gearbox.
Gearbox, oil cooler. Bypass pipe, any top gearbox with 2 litres of oil. It says £16 to replace the oil cooler. So you had to pay a little bit to make the temporary makeshift repair before you got whatever the permanent replacement would be. right?
That's right.
At some point, you need to get the vehicle to Tony. Now, Tony, do you get a telephone call before Terry brings the vehicle into you?
I honestly can't recall.
That's fine.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you because you remember. Linda, it may be in your diary, it might not be.
It is.
It is? Splendid. Of course it is. Let me tell you, I think you should be afraid. Never get into an argument with your partner.
Oh,
You agree
I found
with
that out.
How did it work out for you?
For me,
Yes, for you.
not very good.
Not very good.
Not very good.
The book. So sensible. Now, what did you do?
Well, Terry telephoned him and explained to him what had happened the day before when the car had broken down.
I said, I told him that I'd broken down and told him about, I read this out to him, exactly what was on there just now.
Now, that's very important. Thank you. It's very helpful. Do you remember what you did as a result of him telling you that? The first thing you said is bring the car in.
Bring the car over, yes.
Now, did you say anything at that stage, having heard what the rescue service...
Well,
Wait a second.
I'll
you haven't...
write that down.
You're not writing that down.
This is the old last year's diary. I need next year's for
Oh,
that.
thank goodness for that. Now, point about it is... when
I
that
needed
was...
Terry to bring the car over so I could have a look at it, basically.
To have a look at it.
Which he duly did.
He did. Now, when that was read to you, did you buy any part as a result of what was read
No.
to you? That's what I needed to understand. Eventually, you can put the diary note down, it's OK, because now we're not in dispute as to dates. For more Judge Rinder cases, click here. And if you've got a legal issue yourself, get in touch with us by clicking over here.